Good morning and welcome to the Ask Mary Ellen channel on YouTube. Thank you so much for being with me today. And I'm going to ask you a question. Do you have trouble making choices? Or maybe you make a decision after decision and later on you regret all these decisions you make. So the next time you go to make a decision, you don't know what to do. Or maybe you would like to know how to build a better relationship, how to empower yourself to be the deeper, dynamic person that God put you here to be. You know, the truth that I am going to speak about today is so very powerful. It is one of the most powerful truths that you can learn and use. You know, there are tons of powerful truths. One of the most powerful is I am God. I am the Lord thy God. That is the most powerful. Gratitude has tons of magic in it. Yet you can't use gratitude unless you use this one that I'm speaking about today, which is awareness of self. Yes, being aware of yourself. Okay. And that's because, we are taught incorrectly growing up. We're always taught, it's not your fault. They made you do it. It's not this, it's not that. Well, awareness of self. When you are aware of yourself, okay, and I mean yourself from your knowings, your connection with God, your connection with the universe. I am not speaking about awareness of self from this ego mind, because that awareness of self will keep you stuck. That awareness of self in your ego mind will tell you, hey, I'd like to go on and do a YouTube video. And that awareness of self and your ego mind comes up with doubts and all this stuff, and it talks you out of it, right? Well, the awareness of self I'm speaking about is in your knowings. Oh, Johnny Bright, thank you so much for being here. I am so blessed. The awareness of self with a capital S, okay, is what you need to learn to become peaceful, to become loving, to be kind, to be compassionate. And let me tell you the easiest way for you to remember it, and the way I learned it when I was studying at the Atlanta Awareness Center. I was studying spirituality to try to get over a lot of my own issues. And that's through a theory called one finger out, three fingers back. Now that means the good you see in others are the good qualities you have inside yourself. And you always take them back into yourself and you say, oh, thank you for allowing me to see that. I saw that person doing that kind deed, so I must have kindness in me. All of that good stuff you bless. And the opposite side of that, and this is what is the most difficult for people to learn, is the characteristics in other people that you see and you don't like are God's way or the universe's way of showing you what you need to work on in yourself. Now, let me break it down a little bit. If you just see somebody doing something, like let's say you walk out of church and you see somebody gossiping, and it just bothers you because they just came out of church. Why are they gossiping? And you just let it go. Then it's not in you. But if you go home and even on Monday, you're just bugged by, oh, those ladies were gossiping so bad, then you need to take a step back and ask yourself, what is it about that is in me? Do I gossip? Do I sometimes gossip? Do I sometimes do unkind deeds? And you learn from it. And, you don't say anything to other people. That's their issue to deal with. You deal with the awareness of self, capital S, self. That is so important. Those of you who are looking for a relationship, let's say you're on a date. And let's say, guys, you're on a date and the girl you're with sees somebody and she's just really jealous of that lady. and she just really goes on and on about it. And then you take her home, and the next day she's just, oh, I can't believe, she had that dress. I got to have that dress too. And did you see her joy? And she goes on and on about the jealousy that she had. Well, number one, I will tell you right there, leave the relationship unless you want that jealousy in your life. Because until that lady learns that the jealousy that she's seeing is not out there, it's in here, you will also have it in your life. So when you're dating, there are certain red flags that will come up about people. And most of the time, people don't pay any attention to them, or they'll say, oh, they'll get better after we're married. It's work after you get married. My husband and I have been married for 25 years, and we're doing great. And I love him, and I know he loves me too. Yet, we have our stuff to deal with. You become aware of yourself when you're aware of what you say and how you say it. What is the tone of your voice? What are your facial expressions? What does your body language say to people? How are you saying things to others that they are hearing you critically? How can you say it in a different way? And this takes practice. You have to be aware and pay attention to details. Details are so important. People usually just look at the big picture. They don't look at the little tiny things. Yet details are always important about everything. Honor your word and your promises, because when you honor your word, you're showing respect not only for the other person, you're showing that you respect yourself. When you honor your promises, you're showing that you respect yourself. Your language, the words you use, and the manners you use. If you let someone go ahead of you, if they're older and you open the door, you see someone needing help and you help them. Yes, you respect the fact that they are a person, and it is showing a fact that you respect you. And like I said before, never gossip or any of those negative characteristics, gossiping, jealousy, any of the others that you can think of. And you need to be aware of your motives, your expectations, or your judgments. How are you judging other people, and why are you judging them? Because, and it even says in the Bible, in judging others, guess what? You're judging yourself. So drop your motives, drop your expectations, drop your judgments. If you have an expectation of someone else, then say, hey, I'd like to get together with you, and I want to do this with you tell them what your expectation is so that you're clear before you get together. Drop any fears, worries, anxiety, or stresses or regrets, because guess what? Worries, they've never healed a disease that I know of. Regrets, why be regretful about something in the past? Stay now and focus and think about the life you want now. Focus on your self-awareness. Do that self-care. Meditate. Read inspirational blogs. You can read my Truths of the Day every day. Become aware of the life choices you make. And now, with all of this self-awareness, you can go forward and choose again and choose differently and make decisions that, wow, will be spectacular and wonderful. And you will just have the best life ever. So go forward this week, have fun. And when you see something, instead of criticizing it, always take it back into yourself and say, why am I seeing this? And it might be something that's happened in the past that you didn't learn from, and you still need to learn from it. Go to AskMaryEllen.com, which is my website. I hope you subscribe to my YouTube channel at Ask Mary Ellen, or you can just Google Ask Mary Ellen and connect with any of my Truth of the Day social media pages. Until next week or later in the week, Thank you so much for being here, Johnny and Pete and everything. You guys are such a blessing. Namaste. Love you. Bye bye.